Hello everyone, I am Deepak. I hope all of you are doing well. You can see the number of cases are very rapidly increasing in India and all over the world. So I would suggest you to please take care of yourself and ask all your family and friends to stay at home. So in previous lecture we studied about this. We were generating random colors in a circle. When we click that, random colors are generated and the code you have already seen, which can be seen here also. Here is the code to generate random colors. Now in our next lecture, or in this lecture, what we are going to discuss is HTML basics. We'll discuss a bit with basics of HTML, and then we'll combine all these things in coming lectures. So let's start here. So what I'm going to discuss here is few points. So one of them is doc type statement. You must have heard about it before also. So any HTML document that must start with this type of statement, which is called doc type of statement. In previous versions of HTML, it was very much complicated, but in HTML5, it's a simple statement which is written like this: doc type and HTML. This means that document is written in HTML5. Basically, this doc type statement tells about the markup language we are using or in which document is written. Next, the document have a few tags and some attributes related to each element. The document start with like this: HTML, and document ends with the closing statement. All the parts that you see on the pages are written inside body tag. These are elements, right? There are more elements we will discuss in uh, coming lectures. So what you can see here, we have written this in caps, but it is not necessary because the HTML is not case sensitive, or you can say case insensitive. So you can write these tags like this. You can see here, this is opening tag and this is closing tag. Closing tag has this slash here in all, right? So every tag that you open, you must close that tag. But there are some tags which are called empty elements like this br. This gives us a new line, and you don't need to end this tag with a closing element, right? So there are some more elements to the HTML. Some of you have seen already, like paragraph tag, which ends with p. Similarly, there are some more which we'll discuss in this tutorial. One of them is anchor tag. This is called anchor. We use this for HTML links. Then there are some other tags like image tag that we are going to discuss in this lecture. There are some more elements. Button, this is used to create a button in HTML. Then there are some list element, and for them we use OL. This is for ordered list, which could be 1 2 3. There is some order. Then there are unordered list. Unordered means it could be bullet point, so there is no ordering available here, or it could be square like this, right? So what we are going to do now, I will code these things and tell you the differences or the similarities between these tags. So what you have to do first, we need to write doc type and then HTML5. Here is HTML tag, the first tag you should use. Then there are some more tags you can use. Head tag, and inside head tag there is a title tag. I will write HTML basics here, and you can see the page. Alright, so if you see at the top of this page here, if you see this, you can see the HTML basics. When I change, maybe I will make it HTML basics, and I will run it again to show you the changes. You can see here. So this is done using title tag. Then there is another tag which is most important, because everything you write here will be shown on the page. You have already seen that when we were starting a lecture, we used paragraph tag. Hello students, like this. Now let's come to the more things that we have studied here. So this is called element, right? There are few things which you call attribute. And what is attribute? Let me show you. If I am talking about elements, so basically we are talking about tags. When you are talking about attribute, so attribute are, all elements have attribute. Okay, but what are attributes? So these attributes give some additional information about elements, right? So let's understand how these attributes are written. So there is a form of like this: name, this is attribute name, and there is some value attached to that. So let us talk about paragraph tag itself. This is P. So we can add some attribute to it to make some changes. So one of them is style tag, which is used for inline styling in this case. So you can write style equal to color red. You want to make this paragraph in red color, write some text here, close the paragraph. Here you can see I have written equal to here, but sometime equals to yeah, sorry, equals to is here. This is attribute, and here you can give multiple values, right? So I will show you how you can do that. Let's try to run this example. So you need to write style and then color, and here you can see multiple colors. I will take red. Now try to run this. You can see this is red now. So I was telling you, you can add multiple values. How you can do that? You need to add semicolon here, and then you can change. So if I want to change font family, and I want to add monospace, and maybe font size, I want to make it 20 pixel. So I am adding these values in using inline styling, and you can see the the properties of this paragraph have been changed, right? Similarly, you can do multiple things with other elements. So one of them is anchor tag that I have told you before. This is element, and there is href attribute. With this you can use some website or some URL. In my case I am using google.com. Between these two anchor tags you can write the text you want to display to the user. So I can write click here to visit Google page. You can see here. Now click on this and you will be redirected to the google.com. Here you go. There are some other elements. So one of them is img. There are multiple attribute attached to it. So one of them is source, and you can add some figures here. I don't have any figure, but what I will do, I will write a imaginary name here. Then I will add width, maybe 300 pixel, height 300 pixel, and there is one more attribute, alt imaginary picture. This alt attribute works when either this image does not exist or have a wrong name or is not loaded. So what does this do? This is just a hint to the user that this kind of image was about to load here but has not been loaded. So let's run this. Yeah, you can see imaginary picture here. There is no border to it. I will try to add a border. Sorry, style border, maybe 2 pixel, solid black. Here you see, I think there is some problem here. What I will do, I will give a break here to make it into the next line. You can see here, so 300. If image is loaded, then the width and height will be 300, but in this case the image is not loaded, so we only see this one imaginary picture, right? Try to change this width and height. So you can see this image, the border that you are seeing, that is blinking, that is the real image actually, right? You can change this. Here you see, now image is smaller. So there are many things that you can do using these elements and attributes. Now there is one more element that I'm going to discuss, that is button. And you can right click, that's the value of button. You can also add some attributes here, but as of now I'm not going to do that. Now you can see here is a button. Every time you see this image, and then horizontally on the next side click is there. How you can make it to the next line? You need to use BR. Here you see. So now you have seen these HTML elements and attributes. Now we'll come to a very important topic, that is list. Or maybe what we can do, we can discuss it in next lecture. If you have any doubt till now, please ask in the comments. I will respond back. Thank you so much.